Meg has been able to do her own funding in California, equal to or better than. In almost every other place, the funding is going to come from places from all over the country, people that have almost nothing on their own, but they're so riveted and committed to the so-called Tea Party movement that they're willing to make sacrifices. I suspect some of them are sending in their Social Security checks, countersigned.
I get mail since we did Mornings at Green 960 back in 2006. I'm on all these different political mailing lists. I'm on GOPsenators.com's mailing list. And here they are. The governor of New Jersey, Christie, is sending me an email saying, please contribute $10, $20, $5, $50, or even $100 today to help take Washington back from the Democrats and the liberals.
Well, they are trying to repeat what Obama did. Obama moved fundraising activities to a level unprecedented. Mm-hmm. He raised over $600 million for the presidential campaign. And he did it by having people who have never contributed, would probably never contribute again, given monthly, sometimes weekly. The woman who is the attendant in the building where I live clearly cannot afford, but she told me after about 8 or 9 weeks, she and her family had been sending Obama $25 a week out of their meager earnings. Mm-hmm. $25 a week out of their meager earnings. And I don't have the heart to have a discussion with her now about what she thinks, because her husband has lost his job since Obama got elected.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people have. Although, the good news is, the economists say that the recession ended
according
in June
to
of
McPaper.
2009. So, silly me, I thought I was still broke. No, good news. The recession's over.
Yeah, recession over, pain remains.
Yeah, they said it was 2009.
Yeah.
Not like 2010.
Yeah,
right.
2009. I went back to look at my 401k. My 401k was like $89 when it started, and it's like $9 now. And nothing has happened since 2009 because it is not the beneficiary of any of the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
Jobless recovery. I think there's a new term now, recovery-less recovery.
Well,
I think that's what
in regards to joblessness, I think that employers who laid people off because they thought they needed to, because of the absence of the same kind of gross income, they're now back making the gross income, but they haven't hired the people back. And I don't think they will hire the people back. I think they're getting same productivity out of the skeleton staff which they have in place as a result of the recession. And therefore, I think it would be not quite logical to measure the recovery by the old standards, because the old standards would have been you re-employ people. That's not what you do now. You start making the money, and just like Ford and General Motors and all those outfits that got the assistance of the government, they're back making money, they've paid it back, but they have not returned those
So where do people
auto
go to
workers.
work?
Well, I don't know, Will. I tell you that I'd hate to be an elected official now trying to deal with this issue, because the only place there possibly can be any real work is a heavy-duty investment in doing nothing else except replacing natural gas pipes. You can get the
Infrastructure. Yeah.
But I demonstrated by doing the natural gas thing because it's clearly there. Our infrastructure is all probably 50 years or more old, and none of those things were designed to last much longer than 50 years. They were made out of products we would now not allow you to put in the ground for the carrying of whatever they're carrying. And so we never had the kind of thing we had for the Golden Gate Bridge. On the Golden Gate Bridge, from day one, we had a commitment to paint the bridge year-round. And that bridge is constantly under the painting process, starting from one end to the next, knowing that we're never going to finish painting the bridge.
Always have
That's
to be there.
part of the maintenance of the bridge. It keeps the salt water from destroying at the moment, keeps the salt water from destroying and eliminating the life expectancy of much of the substance that holds the bridge and on which the bridge is built. If we had done that with our infrastructure, if we had planned to say every 20 years we're going to replace these pipes, or every 40 years, and we're not going to test whether or not we need to replace them, we're just going to replace them, and we built that into our delivery system, you would have said a person holding public office like the mayor, in the mayor's budget would be a certain amount dedicated annually to replacement costs for infrastructure. And if we've done that, and over a 40-year cycle, we would be replacing every single solitary roadbed, every single solitary underground system, and you would substantially reduce the damage that's caused by explosions like we had in San Bruno, and it would also offer the opportunity for jobs, because if you were a painter on the Golden Gate Bridge, that is a lifetime position, literally, because you know you're going to paint it for life.
It's a great gig, yeah.
Yes.
One thing that also covers is the collapse of that bridge over the Mississippi in Minneapolis a couple of years back,
No question.
where that was just wear and tear, vibration, and also pigeons living in the steel superstructure. And then we've sent all these manufacturing jobs overseas. I mean, here I have an American company phone, which I won't bother which one of our providers is the one I get my phone service from, but the cell phone is made in China, and the camera in it is made in Germany.
Nothing is made here.
Nothing.
Except the sell price.
Nothing is made here but money off of several insurance policies that I have. That's about it.
Well, you talk about the national elections, and that's how you started this segment.
Yes, here on
In my
Green
opinion,
960, by the way.
In my
Nice to be
humble
back.
opinion, I don't think that there is going to be the change that many of the pundits are projecting. The Republicans would have to win virtually every Senate seat that's in contest. They would have to win virtually every congressional seat that's in contest in order to win a majority. I think Democrats have somewhere between 200 and 210 seats that couldn't be lost if you gave them away. If they were in Chicago and somebody else was counting the votes. And with that in mind, you only need 218 to make it. So if you only need 218 and you only need to win, let's say, 18 out of 60, that's not a fact that you can't do.
Well, this isn't 94. There's a lot of reasons why this isn't 94. One of them is they don't have the same kind of, Newt Gingrich and Sarah Palin, I guess you could consider the two of them the rallying points, but I don't know if Sarah, she just is angry. She doesn't have as many logic, like the contract in America, even though it had, we're in favor of good and we're against bad, but it was we're in favor of ethics in Washington and we wanted, but hers is just the Tea Party movement just seems to be angry about stuff. They don't seem to have a lot of answers. Less money. I mean, it's like the famous shot from the healthcare rights last year. Stop socializing America and hands off my Medicare. Well, duh. I mean,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Here with Will and Willie Brown, Will Durst. I'm Paul Wells, and we're on Green 960 again for a special pre-election broadcast, and we'll also be on the podcast page hereafter, and at willandwillie.com we have our whole library there too.